Hi, this is Pastor John. It's Wednesday, October 7th, 2020. This is the next in our series, Finding Hope in the Book of Revelation. It's been a week since our last video, and so let me remind you where we were. We just finished chapter 7, which has an incredible picture of being by the throne of God. As we come to chapter 8, we continue with that picture in the throne room, and the Lamb is there. And remember, by this point, 6 of the 7 seals have been opened. Now this short 5-verse description gives us the opening of the 7th seal. So now here, listen as I read it. When the Lamb opened the 7th seal, there was silence in heaven for about half an hour. Then I saw the 7 angels who stand before God, and 7 trumpets were given to them. And another angel came and stood at the altar with a golden censer, and he was given much incense to offer with the prayers of all the saints on the golden altar before the throne. And the smoke of the incense with the prayers of the saints rose before God from the hand of the angel. Then the angel took the censer and filled it with fire from the altar and threw it on the earth, and there were peals of thunder, rumblings, flashes of lightning, and an earthquake. And you might wonder, where is the hope in this? Well, first of all, the hope, remember, is partly in the fact this is God's plan. It's been something that He has planned from the beginning of time. In this idea of this scroll with the 7 seals, this scroll, it represents the actual plan of God being played out at the end times. And so here he is with this scroll. 6 seals have been opened. There have already been some terrible things taking place. People have died and so forth. But back in chapter 6, one of the events that happened was this. It says that the souls of those who have been slain for the word of God and for a witness they had borne, this is chapter 6, verse 10, they cried out with a loud voice, O sovereign Lord, holy and true, how long before you will judge and avenge our blood on those who dwell on the earth? In this picture in chapter 8, you have this bowl of incense along together with the prayers of the saints. Back in chapter 5, the prayers of the saints were said to be the incense that was offered to God in the throne room. So these two things evidently have that connection. The idea here is that the prayers of the saints are pleasing to God. They're like a pleasing aroma. And so it's a reminder that we have a God who cares for His people. The saints are those who have been set apart, called, made holy by God. And so as these prayers are made, these are God's people that are praying, and these prayers of the saints are being offered to Him. And so there's almost this picture here that God now is ready to answer these prayers. How long? Now it's going to happen. So first of all, there's this seriousness. When the 7 seals open, there's silence. Moments of silence or pause show the serious nature of what's about to take place. And the longer the pause, the more anticipation there is. There's about a half hour here of silence. And so here they are with these prayers offered before it. And then, verse 5, the angel took the censer, filled it with fire, threw it on the earth, and these things begin to happen. Now, in part, we understand this is scary stuff. On the other hand, this is an answer to the prayer of how long before God's enemies see judgment. And it's also a reminder that God fulfills His promises. First, He fulfills His promises to His people. He will answer our prayers in His time, in His plan, in His way. Secondly, though, He will fulfill His judgments on the people of the earth. They will come. And of course, we're going to see in the next little while all these trumpets being blown and all the things that are happening there. Some very disturbing things. But the hope that we have in God is a hope in a God that keeps His word and His promises and is always protecting, guiding, hearing, and intervening for and with His people.